Captain Caveman!
Hey! Welcome to wrestling. It's Thursday, my favorite day. I'm going to smash Forrest into the ground. We're going to go over front headlock today. I really love the front headlock position. We've been doing snap downs a lot over the last couple wrestling classes where we snap the opponent down, and we always said that the opponent gives us the correct reaction and brings their head up. Today, the front headlock series is going to show you why the opponents don't want to leave their heads down, okay? So when we snap someone and they leave their heads down, we are going to show you what you should do. What are you thinking about today, Forrest?
It's wrestling day.
Not crying today? You're not going to feel sad when I hit you with that blast double? Forrest didn't like the blast double last week.
Yeah, I don't like it. I feel like I'm flying every time I get blast double.
That's what you want to do. Forrest likes to make me fly. He just doesn't like to fly himself. You got a good pitch for us today?
Yeah. So, if you like what you see here, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps us out. When you do those things, it really helps us get out there in the algorithm and helps more people see our content. We have a goal to hit 1,000 subscribers, so every subscriber counts.
Right. So Forrest lost his glasses. Now we're going to hit the ground, okay? But before we get to the ground, one more time we're going to show you that snap, okay? So we're going to club, boom, underhook, step out to the side, all right? I'm going to snap, so I'm going to pull his head down, and I'm going to cover with my shoulder to come down to the spot, okay? When I snap and cover, I want to be up on my toes, so I'm driving all my weight into Forrest. You can see the reaction of him as I drive my weight into him. It pushes him back on his heels, and that's what I want to do with the snap down. So one more time. It'll be here. Club, boom, get the underhook. Step out to the side, here, snap the head, cover. My shoulder goes right into his back of his neck. Alright, I'm going to take this other hand here and cover him down on the mat. Put my weight on him. That's one way to do it, okay? The other thing that happens from the other time we were in the last videos, collar bicep, I go to snap, this time don't come up when I snap you. Boom, he doesn't come up, even just right here, right? He doesn't bring his head up. I'm going to cover right away and get my front headlock, okay? So, the reason people, if Forrest snaps me, when he snaps me, the reason I don't hang out down here is because Forrest's going to attack me to front headlock, even with my hands on the ground. Yeah, right? That's no good. So, as soon as he snaps me, boom, I go right back up into my wrestling stance, all right? That's why we get that reaction and get the shot. But right now, we're going to look at the mat work. So Forrest's going to get down on his hands and knees, and I'm going to work the top game on him today. We're going to just pretend that every time I snap him down to get into these positions, all right? So remember, like wrestling doesn't start in this position, we have to get here. But once we're here, we're not going to keep snapping Forrest down over and over again, because otherwise he's going to have a really bad day. All right, we're going to start on the mat. My opponent's going to be on his hands and knees. This is called referee's position in wrestling. Normally a referee's position, he'd be sitting back on his heels or whatever, but we're going to pretend we just snapped him. So hands and knees is fine, just making a table, okay? Just like when we did the helicopter drill the other day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover him with my shoulder. My one hand is going to go around his neck, and my other hand is going to come around his arm. So I'm going to have his arm and his head trapped inside. So my outside arm is going to go around his head. My arm that's on his shoulders is going to come across his head, and my hand that's on the outside is going to come across and grab right here. When I make the grab, I like to grab this gable grip. Sometimes I grab my thumb inside, sometimes I grab my thumb outside. However I can get there the quickest, okay? I prefer the thumb in grip, but it doesn't really matter all that much. First one I'm going to do is just a simple go behind, okay? So I'm going to get this nice lock up. I'm going to lock right on his tricep, right by where his elbow meets his tricep. So I'm going to pull Forrest's shirt up. I want to lock right above his elbow right here. So when I pull his arm in, I'm going to pull his arm in and across himself, okay? This takes away one of his posts. So when I pull him down now, I'm going to pull him down and push into him. Now it's hard for him to really do anything. He's got to push up with this hand, and all my body weight is keeping him down. I'm going to take my knee, and I'm going to put it right next to his tricep. So it's going to make it very, very difficult for Forrest to pull his arm out of this mess. Try and pull it out. It's very hard, all right? I'm going to take my hand, put it on his hip, and I'm just going to scoot my hips right behind him to here, okay? Once I get to here, I can pull on his head and make it very uncomfortable for him. This is going to open up. Can you turn 180 degrees? When I pull this here, this is going to open up his hips. Bring your elbow in, protect your hips. Like referees, like I spun behind you. He doesn't want me to get my hand in here to control him, but when I got this around his head, it opens up his hips. So my hand can come to the inside of his thigh, alright? Once I get his hand to the inside of his thigh, I'm going to bring my knee inside, pull him open, and take the back, okay? So I'm going to go from the front all the way to the back. Going to show it from a couple different angles. So I'm going to have the front headlock, boom, push him in, bring my leg up. When my leg is right here, I'm going to step around to here. I use this grip on his head to open up his hips, put my hand in here, and I'm going to fall. As I fall, I open up his legs, get my hook, bring him through, get my other hook. Now I have a hook and a wrist. I can go do some shots to the ribs. One more time, you guys should have the upper body part down pretty well by now, alright? Have this nice and tight, good grip. Step around, block, spin, open up the hips. What I'm doing with this knee is pretty important. Just square up. I'm taking my knee and I'm putting it right inside Forrest's legs. So as I take him over, I'm controlling his hips. Sometimes I get in a fight right here to control his hips, and I'm always going to win because I have my leg on the inside here. Once I get to here, I'm going to use my heel to pull Forrest's weight off of me so I can get the other hook. Now I have both hooks, I can put them back, I have a wrist grab, I can continue to work my choke, or the pin if we're wrestling. So this technique works great in wrestling and in jiu-jitsu. Alright, that was technique number 1. Now we're going to get into technique number 2. Technique number 2 is only allowed in jiu-jitsu, not in wrestling, alright? Because we're going to choke the bejeebuses out of our partner. This is a 10-finger choke or a caveman mean choke. I love this choke a lot. Forrest tried it on me at Integrity not too long ago. It almost worked, but I knew it was coming because I taught it to him. And he didn't keep his weight on me. I'm only going to show this on Forrest one time for real because this choke stinks so much. But I'm going to show all the details a few different times, okay? So from the same position, we're going to be right here. When I'm right here in this position, sometimes I can just cup his chin. So can you put your head up? When I go, I'm just going to put my hand right on his chin. Like I don't know, like I want to rip his neck off, because that's pretty much what I want to do. By keeping my hand on his chin, I'm just going to roll my hand like this. So I'm just doing that. And that's going to put my knuckles right into his Adam's apple, if he's a boy. Girls have Adam's apples too, they're just buried deeper. So either it works on a boy or a girl. So I'm going to be here, roll it up. And I'm going to grab my bottom hand. And I'm going to cover his head with the back of, with my sternum right here, not the back of his head with my sternum. So when I apply the pressure, I'm going to be pushing his head right down into the choke. I'm going to pop up, and when I pop up, I'm going to be like in a sumo squat. And I'm going to be pulling this up and pressing my chest down. Okay? So I'm not trying to drag his whole body up. In fact, when I get up, I'm trying to push his head down with my chest as much as possible. When I see guys do this, what they try and do too much is bring that head up. And Karis, if you're watching the video, the one thing you do with this choke a lot is you come up a little bit too high with that choke. So hopefully you're watching this, so a little technique for you too. Karis is Forrest's mom, the true Mrs. Caveman. She's in some of the Integrity videos, so if you want to see us work out, come check out our Sunday Integrity videos. Haha, free plug. Anyways, one more time. I'm going to be here. Boom. I'm going to roll the hand up. I'm going to lock my hand right here. My chest is going to stay on Forrest's head as I pop up. And I'm going to bring him up, sorry. To put some immediate pressure on Forrest. It sucks, right? He's going to tap right away. But if I try and just bring his head up and don't stay too connected to him, it's going to be a lot less pressure. So if I do this, now Forrest can grab my ankles and put me on the ground, or the back of my knees, wherever. It's very, very crucial that you keep your weight on the back of his head. Otherwise, he is going to attack your legs, and you're going to lose the position. You might still be able to finish the choke, but you have to be ready to use your guard to finish the choke, and probably need to switch off to a regular guillotine at that point. We can maybe look at that at a different day on jiu-jitsu especially, but this is another great technique. You can use this technique a lot off of shots too. This is another way to get to the front headlock. Someone shoots on you, you can sprawl and catch a front headlock as well. We'll show that maybe in a defensive wrestling video, maybe next week or 2 or 3 weeks from now. I just want to keep flowing with this one. The next one we're going to do, we are going to do the cement mixer. This is another great one. Probably the key to this technique is making sure you're turning the head away from the body. Because if you leave his head straight, he's going to be really, really strong. I want to make sure I turn his neck so I can run him over. So we'll start like this. Forrest, if you can face me. So we're going to start in the front headlock again. Maybe I'm having a hard time getting Forrest's arm controlled. Maybe he gets his arm to the outside. Sometimes they get their arm out and it's really hard to control him. If that happens, I'm going to take my outside arm and I'm going to go underneath while I have the chin wrap, okay? If I don't have my hand wrapped around here, it's going to be on his chin the whole time. I want to make sure I'm controlling my opponent's head. Wherever his head goes, his body is going to follow. So we need to make sure we're controlling that head. I'm going to be right here. Boom. My arm is going to come underneath. Obviously, everything I show, I should be on my toes, driving my weight into Forrest as I'm doing it. I'm staying on my knees right now because it's very difficult to keep all my weight on Forrest and show these techniques because I'm fat right now. I got COVID fatness. My arm is going to come underneath. Boom, right here. Traditionally, we reach across the back. I personally think that's flawed. I think it works great for wrestling. When you're the same size as your opponent, you're about the same strength. I found as I've trained longer and longer and longer, it's really hard to get someone bigger and stronger than you to the mat with this if you use it of going across the back. So what I've done to modify this is I bring it down to the hip. I try and like stick my hand in his back pocket. Now I'm going to turn Forrest's head the same way I want his body to go. So I'm going to turn his face that way because that's the way I'm going to run it. I'm going to get up on my toes and I'm going to run in a circle to the mat. Oops, sorry, Forrest. I keep his head locked up in here until I get him on top and I let go and go to side control. Alright? You alright? Mm-hmm. Forrest's neck went crack, 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 crack. You good?
Yeah.
Alright, face me. We're going to do it again. From the back angle, same thing. I'm going to be on the chin. I'm going to come underneath, reach into his back pocket. I'm going to, don't fall over. I'm going to turn the head just like this. Like I'm trying to break his neck off. If it breaks, it breaks. Well, I won't break his neck, but if you're doing this, you want to go 100%. You really want to turn it so you can get him over. You can't just like crack his neck, but you can put a lot of torque on it and still get him over, okay? That's legal. I can't do like trying to snap his neck off. But I can turn it as much as I want, alright? He's going to fight. Once he's fighting that neck, I'm going to be able to throw him over, control his head, let it pop out, and finish right here. Forrest has got an underhook right now, but he is not going to escape. Trying to move. I'm killing his underhook. I'm usually going to sit out here, smash his head on the mat, and go to elbow smashes. So that's 3 awesome moves in our front headlock series. Just to review real quick. First one. We're going to do this the spin behind. I'm going to control, lock at the elbow, bring it in nice and tight. Pressure in, boom. Knee comes up, spin around. Control the neck till I get my hand in. Switch, bring him over, hook, bring him out, hook the other hook, and choke. Number 2, Caveman special. Forrest can do it to me because I already got him once. Alright? So he's going to wrap me up, boom, like I'm in on the shot. He's going to chin whip me. Yep, good. Now he's going to roll it up. Yep, grab your hand, hop up, push your chest in my back of my head. Don't see? Yeah. So when you go, what Forrest did is he hopped up and the weight came up here. So my weight goes on his back, alright? That's going to make it very, very difficult for him to finish me. If my weight is on his head, it's going to make it much easier. Feel the difference? Yeah, so I want to make sure the weight is on the head. Sorry, you alright? Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to make sure the weight's on the head. Forrest is going to do it again and make me suffer just like I did to him, so we're even Stevens. Boom. Hop up.
Square the head. Square. Ooh.
Yeah, that's much better, man. I felt that one. Yeah, it's meat. It goes right into your esophagus and your Adam's apple. Good stuff. Really, really good stuff. I love it. All right. Last one we're gonna do our cement mixer. Forrest is gonna be in. I'm gonna be shooting on that Forrest. Boom, he catches me. He's gonna grab my chin, get it under hook, walk over behind your toes when you run it, because you're way better. Now run it. Yes. Good. And on top. All right. Not too bad. What'd you think about today, Forrest?
It's not too fun for the person you're doing it to.
Yeah, some of these are terrible, so let's make sure when you do these on your parent, you do a couple and you give them a break. Maybe give them a sip of water and then do a couple more, okay? Parents, when they're running the cement mixer on you, make sure you give them a little resistance, because if you're 150 pounds bigger than your little kid, it's going to be tough. All I can think about is some of the smaller, like little kids class, like a 5 and 6 year olds trying to run it on like their 30-year-old parents. But yeah, these are all really solid techniques. These are all techniques I use pretty much every roll. I use the front headlock a lot. I have some other chokes I use off of it. Maybe I'll show some of those in jiu-jitsu as well. Maybe we'll do some no-gi days for you too, because you like no-gi so much. Look at this big smile on Forrest's face. Yeah, I think we are going to do a no-gi day. Maybe we'll do no-gi on Saturday.
Okay.
As long as it's nice out. If it's cold out, I'll put my gi on, because I don't like cold. It's been snowing in May, so you never know what kind of weather we're going to get. That's about all I got. You got anything else to add for us?
We apologize for the no upload Wednesday. Just time constraint. It just came down to having not enough time to shoot. It could happen again. It probably won't, but we apologize. Also,
someone had to do their homework. Homework's more important in these videos, so if you're skipping on your homework, make sure you get it done, man. School's not over. School runs to June. It's important that you're still getting your work in, all right? We respect that fact.
Also, don't forget, if you actually like what we're doing here, don't forget to hit the notification bell. It'll make sure that it'll either pop up on your phone or pop up whenever you open YouTube that we've uploaded. That's really, I noticed that our views go down the more we upload. So if you guys don't, if you're always late to an upload, make sure you're hitting the notification bell to make sure you know when we upload, so you don't miss any.
Sounds good. Also, we're going to be doing a father-son podcast. We're going to try and video it and see how it turns out. It's a test for my own podcast, but we're going to do a father-son one and see how it comes out. So if you guys are liking what we're showing, try and listen to it. We're going to talk about everything we do here, talk about school, talk about how COVID's affecting Forrest's life and my life and everybody else. Why are you humming while I'm talking, man?
I don't know.
That's Forrest humming. I didn't put no background music in there. All right, we're out of here. It was